Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice, just coming at you with a quick tips video, a little bootleg review of the Captain America Winter Soldier Wave Winter Soldier figure. Let's do it.
Man, I used to play the trap spot, propped on the block like I was part of the backdrop. Now it's scale, props, effects, and backdrops. The right lighting, you never catch me biting. Say you make it look so real when you pose the figures fighting. I caught lightning, stuck it in the detour. Replicate epic scenes from the Kree War. Compose pieces with artists that span the globe. Fearsome foes, Spidey in the picture perfect pose. Insert the comic book cut out to shoot a show. Oh, you ain't know? Yo, everybody know me. I made nerds cool nerd like my man Zobi. Took the everyday display, gave it a spark. Welcome to articulated comic book art.
That's crispy.
Yeah, man. So I got the Winter Soldier figure in the mail today, and I knew off jump that I didn't really care about the figure too much. You know, I don't really care about the movie figure too much. Haven't seen the movie. Maybe I'll be blown away by the movie and then really want to do some cool A.C.B.A. with the movie style figure. But I knew I wanted to try to mess around with the parts and swap out parts, because wasn't really too happy with the original Winter Soldier that we got. I mean, it is a pretty nice looking figure, but it had its problems with like standing. It had no ankle pivot, and a lot of people were upset that the this arm, the left arm with the cybernetic arm, was had a fist, so you couldn't get him to like hold a gun and, like, you know, different things like that. And not even necessarily hold the gun with his left hand, but just support the gun, hold it with the right, you know, have his trigger finger with his right hand and just support the gun with the left hand. But you know, it had some cool things. It had this little attachment here with the gun that was removable, and this part is actually soft plastic, and it's pliable, and you can remove it and what have you. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna mess around and see if I could switch up some parts when I get the new one. And just showing this real quick, that's what I did. I'm still messing around with it. I don't know what else I'm gonna do, but I was able to remove the hand, the gloved hand from the original Winter Soldier, with just a little hot water. Pop that out, and same thing here. I removed the regular bare hand and put on the gloved hand, so that was cool. And being that this arm actually is open, you can have him hold a gun now. And I was messing around, and I took off this little jacket part, or this flak jacket, I guess it is. I don't even know what that's supposed to be, and put it on this one. And then I just switched out the heads from the movie head, which I do actually like a lot. I like the way that looks, but that's not really how it looked in the comics. And you know, I'm all about the comic accurate figures. And then I just popped on the regular head. Now, when you put it on there and you push it all the way down, it doesn't look right. He has no neck, and it looks weird. So if you just sit it on there, you're still able to turn it and mess around with it, and it looks pretty good. So I'm still messing around with this. Maybe I'll paint some stuff up. I really don't like the details, or the lack of details, on this belt that he has around, but I do like it. This knife is very soft and flimsy. Doesn't look right, but I mean, if you mess around with it, give it some paint, you could actually get a pretty decent comic accurate Winter Soldier. So just throwing that out there, throwing some tips out there. This articulation on this figure is much better than the original. It's just able to move more. It's really in the legs too. You get the T-joint, and you get the upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and you get this ankle pivot, and you get some a hinge there at the ankle. It's really the legs that are just blowing the other one away, and the fact that this hand is open. And if you wanted to, you could actually pop this out and pop in the hand from the original one, and if you wanted to have a fist and have him punching or what have you. So just something to play around with, just something to mess around with. Yeah, I forgot to mention that I removed this part from the movie style in order to put the original version's flak jacket or whatever that thing is on there. This is kind of like pointless. It's not even like anything is strapped in there, really. So I removed that one in order to pull that one up over his chest. You gotta kind of pull it down over the original one and have his arms to his side, and pull it down over his legs and put it back up the same way, basically. I'm by no means a customizer, but hopefully somebody could pick up some of these little things and really take it the distance and make a much better comic accurate Winter Soldier. The other thing is that this movie version obviously has the Soviet star on the arm. The original version, there were two different versions. You got one that had the Soviet star and one that had the American star. So, you know, one to represent the brainwashed, bad Winter Soldier, and then one to represent him when he was still wearing the costume but was fighting on the side of good and righteousness. And the other thing I forgot to mention is that the ab crunch on this newer version is much better, because you only had that upper chest swivel for the older one, but you actually get a working ab crunch on this one. You know, the articulation is just better. The arms seem like they're just a little bit longer too. I do like the way this arm looks better. Also got to get him into some setups. Look out for some more unorthodox reviews of more figures from the Infinite series, but also some newer figures. I know these have been reviewed many times over already, but that's why I'm doing it a little different, you know, trying to cater towards displaying and towards A.C.B.A, like I said in my last review. So would I recommend this figure? I definitely recommend the figure as far as articulation goes, and it is a good figure for A.C.B.A, and with the possibilities for swappable parts and for just kind of taking a figure completely apart and using it for customs. It is a good base, and it does have some really nice accessories and stuff that could be used. So I think it is a good figure, especially with the interchangeable heads. I actually didn't show the other head that comes, but there is an unmasked version, and I think the unmasked version would be nice for like a custom like Zartan or something like that. So check that out. But alright, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.